King.
Mysonne. So now I see a picture today of DJ Akademiks.
Yeah.
And he promoting or upselling a podcast that he has, and he has Tekashi 6ix9ine on it and Wack 100. Now at first I thought it was a made up picture, but then I saw videos surfing around with Wack 100 and Tekashi 6ix9ine on a balcony next to each other. I mean, when I say next to each other, it was on the same balcony together. So I know it's not made up.
No, so what the issue is for me, self, right, is this, right? You got one person, you got three people that are confusing to me, right? You got DJ Akademiks, who pretty much is the biggest instigator of any kind of beef and any kind of negativity in hip hop. That's what he does. Then you got Wack, who is supposedly an OG, who supposedly rep the Blood Gang said, who is always talking about, you know, the codes and who he's connected to and all this work he put in and all the people he put on, all of these things that he talks about. He always advocates for Pyru this and Pyru that. Then you got someone who is a straight up known rat, who ratted on all the Pyru, right? So my thing is this. What exactly are you doing? Because for me, it's this, right? If you're a civilian and you sit down with Tekashi 6ix9ine because you want to interview him and you just want to know what's going on, then you're entitled to do that. But when you claim a certain culture, when you advocate for it, when you one of the main people always talking about this codes and all of this bullshit, but then you'll sit down with a known rat just to get some level of notoriety or because you know you're going to get shock value and people going to pay attention. It's like, what exactly are we doing at this point, though? But you can't every day talk about blood this and I put this work in, I did all this, and you sit down and you utilize your voice and platform to try to make money with somebody who has no level of integrity, who did everything they did was against the Bloods that you talk about, you represent. Like, I'm not a Blood. I've never been a Blood in my life, anything. But there's a code of conduct and integrity in a man that I have to have a level of respect for you for me to give you any level of voice or utilize my platform. Yeah, people are saying don't talk to him and you say you advocate for him, but at the end of the day, the same way we understand that if you don't utilize your voice to talk against certain shit in this industry, the same way that everybody is talking for, because the rats, the low integrity individuals, all of those people have a bigger voice than us of integrity. We get drowned out. If we don't say nothing about what integrity looks like, we get drowned out by the suckers and the cowards that just want to peacefully coexist and make money in this industry. So my thing is this, cool, Wack, you want to do that? That's what you into? You just trying to make a couple dollars? What you need to do is say that, bro. But don't every time some gangster stuff is going on in the streets and you talking about, oh, I'm going to do this to you and this is how Pyru business and all that. Like, what you're doing is you're a hypocrite. You're just a hypocrite. You always jumping in, talking about how much blood, all of this stuff, but yet it's still, for the right paycheck, for the right amount of notoriety, you willing to sit down with somebody that has no integrity. Forget being a snitch. The man just don't have no integrity at all.
Yo, it's Big Ant, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times. Had to come tap in real quick. You heard my song, and that was him responding to the news that Akademiks, Wack 100, and Tekashi 6ix9ine was doing a podcast episode. Now, my song recently called out Akademiks about a video that came off of his Twitch and, you know, was calling him a cancer to the culture and everything. Akademiks responded. You know, he was going in on my song and everything on his Twitch. Then said that he would no longer respond to my song anymore. Now, my song has jumped back out there on him over this podcast and mostly at Wack 100 because Wack 100 is, you know, claimed Pyru, West Coast and everything. And Tekashi actually told on Bloods. Now, he says something in there. I'm not a Blood, don't know all the Blood rules and guidelines, anything like that. But to my understanding, this Blood said this on the East Coast. The non-trade, they had nothing to do with Pyru's. but they are Bloods though. So I just look at it like this right here, bro. It's a code of a man, and I agree with Mysonne on that. It's not nothing to do with the streets to me if you telling on niggas or not. If you just want to report crimes because you're not in the streets or you a law-abiding citizen, that's fine. But Tekashi gave that up. Tekashi is not a law-abiding citizen. Tekashi is not a civilian. Tekashi actually ran with the gang, threw up signs, engaged in the criminal activity, even tried to get his hands dirty with the gang. He's on camera jumping out there when they was fighting. You know what I'm saying? You claiming the gang, throwing the gang up, jumping in the fight with them, whether they saying you had a costume on or not, you're no longer a law-abiding citizen. Mr. Tom on Wall Street who does stock, if he's laundering money, he's no longer a citizen, bro, or a civilian. You're a criminal now. Anybody that breaks the law, you could be a 70-year-old white man, 60-year-old white woman, a 21-year-old black man, 25. Once you break the law, bro, you are breaking the law. You're no longer a citizen. Tekashi 6ix9ine actually committed crimes that affected other people. That's the worst of the worst. Where, hey, bro, you actually was paying for niggas to get shot at. You was actually getting niggas beat up. You was engaged in hitting, orchestrating hits. You was there overseeing the crimes, my nigga. Whether you was a criminal or you was a civilian or it was just for fun and jokes, if you would have never went to jail, y'all never got caught, you would still be doing this to this day. It is what it is. You would have still been riding that shit out. So I miss me with the civilian shit. And when Dog come home, he's steady on the same shit. But Mysonne is, whatever. He's letting it be known he against that. My goal here is to not tear Akademiks down or Tekashi 6ix9ine. I just want to point out the facts of what it is, bro. This right here is for clicks and views. This is what the people want to see. I understand that now more and more and more that I do media where there is a lane for this, really the biggest lane. People want to see the shit that don't follow the codes and guidelines. People want to see the shit that is very disrespectful and make people feel away. People want to see the shit where niggas are not limited to what they'll say or do. They don't give a fuck about what's real or fake, especially that certain demographic and fan base. They there for that. So are other people outside there gonna click it too? Hell yeah, I'm gonna watch it. It's part of the game. I gotta watch it. People gonna wanna know my opinion on it. So understand that I get what's going on here, but do I agree with it? Of course I don't. And that doesn't mean I got smoke with Wack 100 or smoke with niggas who follow that. I just don't agree with that shit like that. So when you pushing this type of element though, at the same time with Wack 100 gotta understand, he's trying to say, well, Mysonne, nigga, you was running with Vlad, and Vlad, he actually said, I'll read it to y'all. He said, Mysonne ran with Vlad TV knowing he filed charges on Rick Ross. I see both their civilians, 6ix9ine and Vlad, or Mr. Charge the kids $2,500 to speak to their mice. Do you see any different? I'm guessing he's taking a slug. Mysonne might be charging to speak at seminars or something. I don't know. But I'll say this. Vlad was never engaged in a crime. Vlad was never paying niggas to get beat up or shot at. Vlad is, just somebody outside of the streets, came in, interviewed the street lifestyle, the street culture, pushed it, ran his bag up off of it. Do I agree with everything what Vlad do or say? Of course not. I'm not finna sit up here and tell you I do. That would be fake of me to say that. But I know what he doing. Him and Tekashi 6ix9ine are night and day. Wack 100. I got 100% disagree with you on that, but to each his own. Like I said, facts is facts, real is real, it's whatever. And Mysonne made a point. If you just want to do this to push your brand and get your name out there, just say that. Don't try to justify it as this or that. If you grown out here, and this is what I'm gonna say to my people, if you grown out here, just know you gotta take responsibility for your actions, man. No matter what it is, whether you street, gangster, whatever, any mistake you make, you got to take responsibility for that shit if you a real person. Now, if you just don't give a fuck and you want to live like that, that's you, man. Subscribe to the channel, Urban Politics TV. We got more shit coming. I'm pretty sure some more shit gonna come out about this. We'll probably see some responses and everything. I'll keep y'all updated. Subscribe to the channel, man. 1,000. Stay on your pivot for shit show. Tell me what y'all think in the comment section.